Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for continuous discussion on Bhagavad Gita. So today we're going to discuss on the most important chapter, chapter 7. Okay, and I'm so delighted to have all of you here. And sorry, I need to cancel the program yesterday, but still we continue. Okay, so I'm so happy to hear this some little testimony from Sarinta Mataji saying about the father. Now she's feeling so good and there's a lot of transformation. That's a very good sign. Before we start, just a little reflection. Yesterday as my aunt passed away, and it's quite an irony. She lived a life, a beautiful life, according to her definition, of course. Then after that, she left the body, and during the funeral, it was so surprise. So we said, it's a traditional burning, traditional burn, not incinerator. And we saw that, they put the ghee and everything, and they just light the fire. And what? Uh, within 5-10 minutes, the whole coffin was engulfed. And then we start to see that the body inside getting engulfed. And within 2 hours, everything is over. Just imagine. And just a lump of ash. Okay, it's just a lump of ash. And I think you just get one small lump of ash. So this is a indication, right? This is the thing that we should understand, that we are very, very, very insignificant in this world. Right? We are very, very insignificant, say on the size and the body that has been created in such a way. We are so insignificant. And just in matter of time, everything pop, finish. So Krishna have given us this body so that to achieve our real purpose in life, that is to achieve self-realization. That means to understand that everything that we are having here is so temporary, and there's something very eternal is waiting for us in another place, right? And that eternity, okay, it says that how we're going to do it, and how fast, all right? Even we can achieve it in this very birth itself. So today, chapter 7 that's the topic. Okay, in chapter 7, first 6 chapter is the introduction to Bhagavad Gita. And then when you talk about chapter 7, that's when the most confidential part of the Bhagavad Gita is starting. Okay, so in chapter 7 is we're going to discuss on knowledge of the absolute. Okay, it's going to be knowledge of absolute. And here Krishna going to reveal more secret of our existence and our about life. All right. So before we do that, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Darati Swaparantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttaparakamanam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagar Jadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidam Cha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namustate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhescha Kripa Sindhubheva Cha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhayo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jaya Pataka Swaminiti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakada Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasa Charistarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhana Vidavidaitai Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtai Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasidanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Pujaye Te Namaha. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupai Rupanu Gavrayate. Gaura Virbhava Bhumestum Nidasa Sajana Priya. Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashari Gaura Bhaktavranda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutiraye. Nasta Preswa Badresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavata Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hari Om. That's it. Hare Krishna. So today we're going to continue our discussion, and where we ended in chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita. So in chapter 6, we have the title for the chapter 6 was Dhyana Yoga, whereby Krishna was explaining the process of meditation. So what are some of the takeaways that we can think of? Okay, the process of meditation is not possible, especially for the people in Kali Yuga, because we are naturally, our mind is very disturbed. Okay, then other than that, the procedure of this meditation in Kali, the meditative process, it is almost impossible. Okay, because we have to live in a secluded place. Then we have to sit in a place which is not too low, not too high. And of course, we have to put a kusha grass. Then above that, we have to put this deer skin. Then above that, we put a soft cloth. Then we have to sit firmly. Then we should sit erect. All right, we have to sit erect. Then we should put our both this thing and concentrate in the tip of the nose or the tip of that eyebrow. All right, tip of the brows. So you have to put your mind there. Then you have to take a deep breath. Then stop. Then breathe out. Stop. And eventually suspend your air in your nostril. All right, you have to suspend your nostril. Then in that situation, we have to try to attempt to control our mind. Okay, and some of the rules and regulations of doing this kind of meditation process, a person has to be brahmachari, celibate. All right, you shouldn't be married. He shouldn't be. So you shouldn't be a married person. So you should be a brahmachari, celibate. Then, other than that, then Krishna says, that says that this is actually a very tough way to do it. It's a tough procedure. And Arjuna said, it looks like even we can stop the wind, but we cannot stop. He said stopping the wind is possible, but to do this kind of severe meditation, it is not possible. Right? It is not possible. And Krishna says, yes, it's possible actually if by proper practice. Then eventually Krishna said it. So after some time, after we practice all these things, okay, it is possible by proper practice. So through that proper practice, a person can come to the level controlling the mind. And after he can control the mind, he could achieve, once you can achieve the perfection. After achieve that perfect situation, then in few births, in just matter of few births, he can achieve the perfection in this meditation, and eventually he can come back to him. Just to become perfect itself is a big headache. Right? Just to control our mind is even worse headache. Right? Even you want to put your eyes and suspend your breath, your breathe in, breathe out also is another big thing. Because we must understand, okay, what another takeaway that we can use for our daily practice is, we are all given, the breath is actually counted. Example, this person will breathe maybe 100 trillion times in his lifetime, and that's it. So after that, the breath is over, the person has to die. Okay, so that means all of us they have given the enough breath. How many breath you're going to breathe in? All right. So that's why they say that. So we have to practice breath control. Sometimes there's a kind of yoga, whereby you just close your nose and breathe in through your left, then hold it. And after that, then you breathe out through your right. Like that, we have to try to control our breath. So the more breath that we're going to like keep it, the more prolonged your life is. So what are the things that are going to reduce the lifespan? The things that are going to reduce, if a person is so talkative, they keep they talk, they are losing breath. All right. And second is anger. When people are angry, they'll be breathing out very this thing. All right. They're losing breath. And of course, when a person perform exercise, all right, exercise means like tedious exercise, like marathon, like football, soccer game, all these things basically reduce the lifespan. All right. This is something that this thing. So the best way, that's why in those days, Vedic days, they perform yoga. They call what is the best yoga? Where you perform early in the morning, they call Surya Namaskar. All right. So first thing in the morning, you wake up and when the sun is rising, and you're getting the first ray of the sun, which is going to be very good for I think vitamin D, if I'm not mistaken, right? So you do that and you just hold like this, then breathe in, then breathe out, then you just put 1, 2, 3. You do the Surya Namaskar exercise. That's the best exercise. Okay, best stretching exercise while you are controlling your breath. Not running around, not jogging and everything. Walking is, of course, the best. All right. So with that reflection, so we ended that chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita 2 days ago with this understanding Dhyana Yoga, which is not recommended in Kali Yuga. Okay. Now in chapter 7, after saying all this, now Krishna is coming to the point, which is going to be the knowledge of the absolute. What is that knowledge of the? Now you have already gained all the knowledge. Okay, you got knowledge about karma, you got knowledge of dhyana. Now, what is it? Absolute knowledge. What is it? Ultimate knowledge, right? So, Lord Krishna is the supreme truth, the supreme cause and sustaining force of everything, both material and spiritual. Advanced soul surrenders unto him in devotion, whereas impious soul divert their mind to other objects of worship. All right. So with this, let's start our today's Gita Gyan program, chapter 7. Hey, where is it? Where is it gone? All right. So you all can see the screen, right? Everybody can see the screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, good. So ISKCON Ipo presents Essence of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7. So let's take darshan from Sri Sri Radha Krishna, Radha Govinda. This is Panchatattva, Sri Sri Krishna, okay, this is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar, Srivas, and okay. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, sorry, Gadadhar, Shivashari, Gaura Bhakta Vranda. Okay. This is the 5 forms, which is we call Panchatattva, 5 tattvas. Okay. So today, what is happening to my mouse? Okay. So today we dedicate our program to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And this program is also inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, and dedicate this program to His Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu of Bangalore ISKCON Shadipuram, the creator and the brainchild of the Essence of the Gita program worldwide. So let's look at today's Gita Mahatmya. Today's Gita Mahatmya is very interesting. So it says, Yodite Vishnu Parvahe Gitam Shri Harivasare Swapanchagrachalantishtan Shatrubirna Sahiyate. Shatru means enemy. So in this Mahatmya, Krishna says very interestingly, I think I shared the wrong one just now. So this is supposed to be the Mahatmya for today. So here, Adi Shankara, okay, he is saying about the glories of Bhagavad Gita. He says, one who studies the Gita on the holy festival days of Advent of Lord Supreme Lord. Advent of Supreme Lord means like Krishna Janmashtami. Okay. Or on the holy fasting day, like especially like Ekadasi, like day before yesterday was Ekadasi, right? So on holy fasting days like Ekadasi. Such person, whether awake or asleep, moving or still, is never defeated by enemies. All right. So this Bhagavad Gita is such a powerful book. Okay. So here is, Adi Shankara is saying that one who studies, that means it's not one who reads. Studies means what? The person who studies the Gita in detail. All right, especially the purport of Prabhupada. What actually is trying to say, word by word you study. Okay. And especially when you do it on the holy festival days, like Janmashtami, Ram Navami, all right. Then like now, this 18th, starting this, what they call Damodara Masa, okay, the month of Damodara, whereby the entire 30 days we're going to celebrate offering of ghee lamp to baby Krishna. Okay. And the highlight of this festival is Deepavali, which comes in between. So on this auspicious day, when we read Bhagavad Gita daily, all this, okay, such a person, that means with that person, whether he's awake or asleep, that means when he's awake or asleep means, that means there's no plot or something like that. Whether he's moving or he's still, is never defeated by enemies. We are always having lots of enemies, Shatru. Okay. So what are the enemies that we think of? Or I think of that enemy is maybe my neighbor, or maybe enemy is like my business rival. Okay. Or whatever it is. We may have a lot of enemies. But you know what is the worst enemy? The worst enemy is actually our mind. Okay. Mind means the uncontrolled mind. The mind which cannot be controlled. Okay, the mind which is we let loose, the mind will act as he like. So that is what they call the worst enemy that we can think of. So that means whether he's awake or asleep, that means when he's awake and he's asleep, okay, whether he's still moving or what. So our mind is still gone thinking, because we don't know when our death is going to hit us. All right. So it can be anytime. Okay, it can be anytime. So that means we have to make sure that our mind is the mind has to become our friend. We should train our mind to work according to that as per required. So then other than your mind, we also talk about like Maya Devi. Maya means illusion. We always become illusion. The 4 defects of human being. One is he's always illusion. Okay. When example, when okay, I give you example, like during my aunt's funeral, there were another group of people who are even elder than my aunt, around 80s, 90s. All right. They were sitting there and talking as though nothing. Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a second. Something is biting me. 1 second. Okay, I'm so sorry. Something got into my shirt, it's biting my back. Okay, anyway. So there were a group of people who are sitting there, especially another part of my uncles was talking about the possibility of new project coming up and purchasing more and more shop lots and investing in this business and everything. Even though they saw that a person who younger than them, they were already passed on and everything, and still they feel nothing will happen to them. So that is illusion. That is very scary. All right. So that means all this while we have been betrayed by our mind. Our mind has been betraying us. That means our mind became a victim of our senses. Whatever our senses is asking, like, remember, I think on day before yesterday, we discussed about that, right? And the mind will always get carried away by the pull of senses. So that's why this mind is a very powerful entity, and it's very, very strong, and it's not easily can be subdued as we think, just our mind we can control. No. Like sometimes when you see people say, as long my heart is clean. I mean, manasi means in English we call mind. Manasu suttama irundha seri. Manasi. That means as long my mind, my conscious are clean, my conscience are clean. This all kind of illusion. They are all in illusion. So despite we studied Bhagavad Gita, and sometimes we also may fall into this kind of illusion. So we have to always pray to Krishna. We have to always pray to Krishna and always say that we do not miss that opportunity just by a simple diversion, a little diversion. All right. So that's why study of Bhagavad Gita is very important. because the Bhagavad Gita always will keep you intact. Just like sometimes when when a person gets diabetic or hypertension, he has to take the tablet every day. Okay, they have to take the tablet. It's not, oh, okay, I got hypertension, so okay, I'll take the tablet maybe once a week. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to take the tablet every single day. Okay, just like that. That means you have to keep our body, all right, from the things like further damaging our kidney and all this. So we have to go on taking this kind of medication. Therefore, we also have to think about, okay, we also have to chant daily, and we also have to read Bhagavad Gita daily. Daily, we have to give our daily, just like the medicine, daily, what they call a dose of all these things. So we will never get diverted. Okay. So again, Yodite Vishnu Parvane, Gitam Shri Hari Vasare, Swapan Jagrat Chalantishtan Shatrubir Nasahiyate. One who studies the Gita on the holy festival day of Advent of Supreme Lord, or on the holy fasting days, especially like Ekadasi, such a person, whether he's awake, asleep, moving, or still, is never defeated by enemies. So let's look at understanding the Gita for today. The subject of Bhagavad Gita entails the comprehension of 5 basic truths. First of all, the science of God is explained, and then the constitutional position of the living entity. I think we have discussed about constitutional position. That means our original position, which is called Jiva. There is Ishvara, which means the controller, and there is Jiva, the living entity, which is controlled. If a living entity says that it's not controlled but is free, is insane. The living being is controlled in every respect, at least in his conditioned life. So in Bhagavad Gita, the subject matter deals with the Ishvara, the supreme controller, and the Jivas, the controlled living entities. Prakriti, or we call as material nature, the time, duration of existence of a whole universe manifests in this material world, we call Kala. Okay, time means Kala. And Karma, activity, are also discussed. The cosmic manifestation is full of different activities. All living entities are engaged in different activities. From Bhagavad Gita, we must learn what God is. What is the living entity are and what Prakriti is. What is that cosmic manifestation? What is the cosmic manifestation? And how it is controlled by time, and what are the activities of the living entities are. I think we discussed this about when we first started our Gita's class. So today, let's go into chapter 7, knowledge of the absolute. So in 7.1, after that chapter 6, now Krishna is starting. He's saying, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogang Yunjanmat Ashraya Asangshayang Samagramang Yata Yasita Churnu. The Supreme Personality of God, it said. Now here, son of Pritha, okay, how? By practicing yoga in full consciousness. Now he's telling about how you can practice yoga. Okay, that means you are saying all this kind of attachment, like that dhyana yoga is not possible. Now let me tell you something. How you can, by practicing yoga in full consciousness. That means fully you're conscious of him, of me, with mind attached to me. First, have a consciousness, then the mind is attached to Krishna. Okay, you can know me in full, whereby you can know me in full, free from doubt. So now the word that I want to highlight here, that if you have a phone or you want to take a snapshot, please do take snapshot of this. Okay, this is something very important, that this phrase here. Oops, sorry. Okay, you can know me in full. So Krishna says that he wants you to know him in full. Okay, that means he doesn't want to hide anything. There is no mystery again. When you are in love with someone, when you marry to someone, you will know that person in full. Okay, you know the person in full. It is if you don't have that, if you don't have completely know the person in full, you will never have this thing element doubt. You'll be free from doubt. You'll never doubt your spouse. Okay, you never doubt your parents. Of course, parents, you can't do it because they are elder, but I'm talking about the spouse. That means you fall in love and you're getting married. That means you're getting to know a stranger who is totally unknown to you all the life. Suddenly that person comes to you, and after that you are getting in union through marriage, and after that you're going to live rest of your life together. And in that relationship, what is more important is faith, where the faith will come when there's no doubt. So now also Krishna says the same thing. He said, if you want to come to me, all right, when that means when your mind is always fully conscious of me and your mind is attached to me, okay, that's when you can know me in full. All right, yes or not? So that means when once we start to know someone, when we start to see, when our mind is so attached to that person, okay, so that's when we know the person in full, and that's when there's no doubt, and that's when we'll take the bold move of marriage and living with that person, or sacrificing whatever things you have, especially ladies, give up their family home, go to the house of a husband. All this faith, right? And all these things happen when there's no doubt. So the same thing is here in this chapter, what we can understand. It's an opportunity for us that we're going to know Krishna in full. Okay. So one of that festival, okay, know Krishna in full is like what that's upcoming festival on Friday. They call Damodara festival. We're going to celebrate a baby boy, a toddler who just learned how to walk, and how you go to the neighbor's house and start to terrorize the neighbor. He loves to go and steal their, what they call, their yogurt, and he liked to steal and eat. That's why his name became a Makan Chor. Makan Chor means Makan means butter, the butter thief. He just loved to the neighbor's house. He loved to go around, crawl with his older brother Balaram. And he go there, when he see all these things, he just like to go in, take all the things, he start to eat and break the pot and mess up the whole house. Okay. So this is how we're going to practice. So they ask, hey, come on, why your Krishna, why your God is in a baby form, in this adult form, what nonsense, your Sanatan Dharma is, doesn't make sense. That's what actually happens in our daily life. That's not. When you fall in love with someone, when you're going to get married, when you say you're going to that person's house for the first time. Okay, say if you fall in love with a girl, okay, I think all should have experience, all men who are married here. First day we go to their house, what we will do actually? Right? First thing we go there, what we will do? We will start to look up. That means the girl side family members, whoever, they'll come and introduce themselves. Oh, this is my grandfather, the girl's grandfather, and this is the girl's maternal uncle, paternal uncle, or this is the girl's childhood friend, this and that, blah, blah, blah. After go through all that, then after that, the boy will look at all that photos that lies around the house. Oh, this is when you go to school. Oh, this is when you graduate from your kindergarten. Oh, this is how you look like when you do this. Oh, that's your father's marriage photo. Yeah, this is your grandfather's marriage photo. Acha. So we start to see everything. Then after that, what they usually do, they'll come and give you the album, the baby album. They give the album. This is my album. So what the boy will do, okay, you want to know the wife in detail, you start to open the album. And where the album starts from? The day that the girl was born. Or the girl say, go to the boy's house. They say, oh, who is this? Oh, that's me when I was a baby. Oh, really? Then this is how I was look like a toddler. Oh, you look so cute. Oh, you look chubby. Blah, 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 blah. They talk around. That means that's how we understand people. All right? That's the same thing how Krishna is saying. So now the Damodara festival is coming, that we are going to celebrate 1 month. For 1 month, we're just going to offer a ghee lamb to Lord Damodara, a baby boy, a little boy. And how we going to do? When you offer Damodara, just 7 times and just chabot. Don't do that. Enjoy the lotus feet. Enjoy the thing. Enjoy the chubby face. You start to adore the Lord inch by inch. The lotus feet, the beautiful navel, and the beautiful face. Other than the leg and hand, of course, hands all nobody actually sees, right? Okay, so that is how we see. So, and that is what Krishna is saying now. So we should understand. See, why I'm explaining you to this. Of course, this is something that we usually discuss maybe when we talk about Bhagavatam, or we talk about like other higher subject matter, other Sastras, Vedas. When we talk about this. But why I like to say about this now, because I want you to make it, because like, for instance, like this is going to be your, I won't say that, but for some, it can be your last attempt to attend this. You just say 1 round, enough. There's so many people came for 1 round and left. Okay. And after that, okay, then after that, they start read Bhagavad Gita. So what I'm saying, in this attempt of you understanding chapter 7, of course, in summary, let it be the best introduction to chapter 7. Okay. So I would like to explain to you all these things. It's very important. So What Krishna says, you can know me in full means you're going to know what was he when he was a baby, who are his parents, and how the parents came from. Come on, God is like the day I was watching something, the show, and the fellow was telling, oh, the sun created by someone. There's a okay, well, yeah, sun was created by someone, the earth was created by someone, and that someone is God. Yes, 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 but who created God? And that's when he was, huh? So these kind of things. Who created God? So is that God was created by this Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, or Devaki Nandan, Devaki and Devaki Putro, right? And so what is him? Vasudev? Was he a parents? Was he born out of seminal contact? No. He appeared and he selected them to be their parents. And why they selected, and all those people who are so pure devotees of the Lord, who have the desire to become the father, the parents of Krishna, want to nurture Krishna as a parents, are given that opportunity. Like one of the example is Putana. Putana was a demoness, was supposed to kill Krishna. She appears, she smears what they call the poison on a breast nipple. She smears the poison and she wants to feed Krishna milk. And what did Krishna did? He sucked her life away. But after that, Krishna gave her a position in Goloka Vrindavan as one of the nurse. So that means all activities of Krishna is eternal. It is not like for instance, after we were at a childhood pastime, once I was a baby, then I was a toddler, then as I grew up. So once I become a toddler, my baby is gone. So once I become a young boy, my toddlerhood is gone. Once I become a youth, my boyhood, childhood is gone. And once I become a middle age, my youth is gone. Okay. Once I become an old man, my entire life is gone. That means I cannot go back and there's no such thing celebration. But for Krishna, it's not like that. Every of his activities are eternally manifesting. All depends on individual's mood, and in that mood, Krishna still prevail. All right. So this is what we are saying. You can know me in full. It is something very mysterious, and we take this opportunity that we try to know Krishna in full. And after that, Krishna also said, but who are the people who can know me in full? All right. Who are the people? And now I just want you to think about it. Okay. How many of you are here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Only few of you are here. Okay. So what I'm saying is, I just want you to think about how fortunate you are. Okay. In 7.3, Krishna says, Manushyanam Sahasreshu. Manushya means human being. Na means many. Sahasresu. Sahasresu, thousands. Sahasra means thousands. So, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye Yatatam Api Siddhanam Kaschin Mam Vetti Tatvataha. He says what? After many thousands of men, among men, one may endeavor for perfection. Only one may endeavor for perfection. And those who have achieved perfection, that means all those thousands of people who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. It's not easy to know Krishna in truth. And today, all of you are beyond this definition. That means you are you're one of the thousands of people, and you have endeavored for perfection. And out of thousands of people have endeavored for perfection. And not everybody knows this, but you are the rare ones who are going to study in this chapter, and you're going to get to know the truth in summary. All right. So this is a glimpse of your fortune. So you have to develop your fortune. Okay. How are you going to develop your fortune? By studying the Gita after we end the session. Because tomorrow is Thursday. Thursday is our Namahat day. Okay. Those who are in Ipoh, you're invited to join my Namahat on every Thursday. So, Thursday is Namahat day, so there's no class. So it's an opportunity for you to go delve deeply into the subject of chapter 7 tomorrow. And Friday, we continue with chapter 8. Okay. So that means he says that those who achieve the perfection hardly knows me in truth. That means it's not easy to know the Lord. And after that, 7.4, Krishna continues, Bhumirapo nalo vayu kammano buddhir evacha ahankara iti yang me binna prakritir ashtada. Earth, water, fire. Bhumi means earth. Apo, water. Okay. Nalo means nalam in Tamil also. Okay. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All together, these 8 constitute my separate material energy. All right. So, what does that mean? Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, and intelligence. All these are considered as 8 separated material energy. Are you all following me?
Yes, Prabhu.
All right. Okay. So now let me explain to you what does this mean. We were in chapter 7.4. Just give me a second. Okay. Now when we look at this, have we discussed about this before? Have I drawn that chart before? I think yes. When we talk about that suicidal. Okay, anyway, no problem. Okay, let me do this. Okay, so this is okay. So we understand. Okay, this is called first is the gross body. Okay, so this is the gross body. Okay, in this gross body they have 5 elements. Okay, what are the animals? No, 1. Okay. Okay, this gross body is made of air, water, earth,
Fire.
fire. Then what's another one?
Air, sky.
Huh?
Sky,
What is
isn't it?
that? Sky. Yes. Sky, what do we call? We call as ether.
Ether.
Okay, agasam, right? Sky. Very good. So where's the thing? Okay. So this is the gross body is made of all these elements. Okay. The gross body is made of air, water, ether, fire. Sorry, air, water, earth, fire, and ether. This gross body is made of this. Okay. The next one we call it as the subtle body. Okay, the subtle body. And the subtle body is made of mind, intelligence, intelligence, GENCE, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Okay, which is called as ahankar. Okay, so this is what okay, so this is the subtle body is made of. Okay, and where the subtle body is, okay, which one is your subtle body? This is your subtle body. Okay, this is your subtle body. All right. And of course, inside soul is of course pure. Okay, we don't talk about that now. So what Krishna is saying here, okay, Krishna is saying that all these things, what they call, okay, that means all these things, okay, he's called it as he called it as separated
Entities.
material energies. Okay, he said he called all these things as a separated material energy. Are you all following me on this?
Yes, Ji.
Separated, S-E.
Separate
PA, supposed to be PA. Okay, anyway, forgive me for spelling mistake. So SEPA, all right, separated. I put separated. Okay, anyway. So that means this gross body and all this gross body and subtle body is actually is known as Krishna's separated material energy. Okay. And this separated material energy also got another name. We call it as inferior. 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 Or also called as external. Also is we sometimes call external energy. You got it? This is called as inferior. At the same time, this is also known as the external energy. Are you all following me?
Why is it inferior, Prabhuji?
Yeah, that's what I will explain now. Okay. So when there's inferior, Skanda Mataji, what's the name? What's the name? Shanti Samanta. When there's inferior, what is that opposite of inferior? Are you there?
Yes,
Shanti
Ji.
Samanta?
Yeah,
Okay.
Ji.
When we talk about inferior, opposite of inferior is what?
Uh, uh, inferior, confident,
Huh?
confident,
No.
inferior, and superior.
Inferior means what? Superior. Okay. The opposite of superior energy is superior. Okay. Okay. Now let me. Okay. Where is it? Where has it disappeared now? You are still seeing the whiteboard, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. Now let's look at this. Now I'm doing this again. Okay. So okay. This is a material body. This is gross. What is this gross made of?
Gross body, the 5 elements.
5 elements. Very good. Okay. And this is inside. Is a what we call this?
Subtle body.
Very good. This is called as subtle body. Subtle body is made of how many elements?
The intelligence, mind, and ego, false ego.
Very good. Fantastic. I'm very happy. And what is inside this? The third element?
Atma, the super soul,
Atma.
the Atma.
Okay. So what we call this energy as a? What we call this?
Separated energy.
Or in other words?
Inferior.
Very good. Inferior. So we call this as inferior energy. Or also there's another word we call as there's another word also we call it as also we call it as external energy. Okay, we call it as external energy. Okay, inferior or external energy. All right. So there is another. Yeah.
The inferior means is lower, isn't it? You think it's lower,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
And then external is outside.
Smaller. Inferior
right?
means smaller.
Smaller. Your inferior is smaller.
Yeah.
External is outside.
I'm
right?
coming to that. I'm coming to that. Yes. Correct. External is outside. Okay. So now there's another energy here. Okay, there's another energy here. Okay, that's another energy. So what we call this energy as the, we call this as the um, um, superior.
The opposite of inferior. Okay.
We call this as the superior energy. Superior energy, or
Internal
in other words,
energy. Because
you're
that one
saying,
is
say it again, say it again, say it again.
internal energy.
Very good. Exactly. Internal energy.
Because
Okay.
this
And
is external, so it should be internal.
yeah, correct. And this is also known as Ladini Shakti.
Ladini Shakti.
Okay. Ladini Shakti. Okay. This is called the internal energy. Superior and internal energy. Okay. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me take out this soul out. Okay. Now, now let's look at next, another one. Okay. I remove this thing. Okay. I remove this is called the soul. Okay. So what the soul, we call it as? We call it as the
Atma.
yes, of
So,
course. We call as marginal energy. Marginal energy. Okay. Marginal. We call it marginal. Then they call it superior, inferior, marginal.
Ladini
Okay.
Shakti.
Okay. Marginal energy. Okay. Is this word is it clear? Okay, I change to blue color.
Here you have Ladini Shakti, where the internal energy. Do they have also name for inferior energy for another name like that?
Yeah, they call
Shakti?
Tatastha Sakti Adipir. Yes, we got. So I don't want to confuse you with that. We just follow this one, okay?
Okay.
Marginal energy.
Marginal.
Soul.
Mm.
They call Andaranga Sakti, Tatastha Sakti, and all these things. But of course, but okay. So we call this soul as the marginal energy. Everyone following me, yeah? Other devotees, are you all following me? Rajalakshmi?
Yes, bro.
Hello? Hello?
Where all of them?
Yes, bro.
Okay, great. Okay. Now, why we call this is marginal energy, the soul? Because the soul is actually... Oh, okay, no problem. All right. So what is marginal? Okay, first we have inferior energy or the external energy. Second is we have opposite of this, we got superior energy or internal energy, we call Ladini Shakti. And number 3, we have this thing called, okay, number 3, we have this thing called the marginal energy. What is marginal energy? The marginal energy which is in between the superior and the inferior. Okay. So this marginal energy is also called spiritual, part and parcel of supreme spiritual part and parcel of supreme personality. Okay. So this is actually the marginal energy is spiritual, and it's also part and parcel of the supreme personality. Example, what is the difference between a drop of seawater and the ocean? Are you all getting my question? So what is the difference between drop of seawater in the ocean? Quality same. Both are salty, but the quantity is different. What is the difference between the fire and the spark? Okay, both are fires, but the quality is same, but the quantity is different because the spark sometimes cannot burn. Just a spark, but that's a product of fire. So that means, in other words, what I'm saying is, now we have this kind of energy. Now we understood that inferior external energy is made of these 5 gross material, okay, which you call air, water, fire, ether, and this thing. And also we have another name to this. We call this as the Maha. Can anyone tell me Maha what? Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu? What do you think? Maha what?
Mahabhuta.
Yes, very good. Mahabhuta. All right, this is called as Mahabhuta. Okay, Mahabhuta. So, so this, hey, sorry. Not this one. Okay, this is called as Mahabhuta. Okay, this element of these 5 elements, we also call it as Mahabhuta. Okay, we call this as Mahabhuta. So that means this gross body that we have here is made of this element of air, water, fire, ether, and sky, 5 elements. And the subtle body is made of mind, intelligence, ego. So therefore, we understand that this gross body and subtle body are inferior or external nature of Krishna because both are material. So far, so good? Any question? If you don't have question, or you just can drop a message. It's very important. Okay. So all these element, that means this body and the subtle body that I have, that means the shirt and my singlet, both are material. Okay. This is the first layer and this is the second layer. When we die, we give up this, we give up this gross body, but we will live in subtle body. And when we take a next birth, through the subtle body, we go into another body. Example, today I'm a human being, and next birth I'll born as a dog. So what happened? I give up the subtle form. I will go and take the form of a dog. Okay, and what take me there? The subtle body, that including mind, intelligence, and false ego. These three will go up. So once I born into a body of a dog, the mind will adjust all accordingly. Because there I know I cannot speak like a human being. There I have to, like, I cannot take a stroll. Even my walking is like running. I have to put my tongue out. I must be familiar with having a long tongue. I must be familiar of sniffing things. I must be familiar of being very alert. I can even see the subtle form. Okay. I must be familiar of passing a stool and pushing it with a sand. All this kind of understanding, the mind will supply. Okay, the mind will supply. And of course, through that, you get experience, the intelligence. And of course, the false ego is attacked. Then we don't talk, we bark and go around. Then after I give up that body of the dog, even again, the subtle body dies, the gross body dies, the body of a dog dies. Then I go and take the form of a pig. And from there, I go and take a form of a human being. Once I come back to the human being form, the gross body, my gross body will keep changing. But my subtle body still remain the same. Until you come out from this place. So, and what is the soul inside? So all these gross and subtle body are considered the separate material energy. All right, we call it as the inferior energy, or in other words, external energy, because in the future, we're going to discuss about this. So you must be familiar with the word inferior and external energy. You know, okay, when you talk about inferior energy, we talk about the nature. That means we made of 5 elements and the 3 subtle elements. And of course, this is a superior energy, which is called the internal potency or Hladini Shakti. Also, we're going to discuss as we go on. Very important. And we as the soul, we are in between. That means I am a spiritual person, which is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality, but I'm living in this material body. All right. Just like a person who is supposed to be the king or prince. All right. A person is a prince of a nation. It's like a prince of a nation, but he goes to another country He got arrested and thrown into the jail. In his own nation, say like he's a prince of Malaysia, here we adore him as a prince, Daulat Tuanku, this and that. And he simply goes to India. All right? The Indian government don't recognize him as a prince, but he did some mistake. They take him and throw into the prison. So that means he is the prince, but he is living in a prison in another country. So similarly, we are part and parcel of Krishna. So are we Krishna? We are quantitatively, we are not Krishna, but qualitatively, yes, we are. We must understand that. But when we start to think that I am God, that's when you're gone case. So, Satchit Ananda Vigraha, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchit Ananda Vigraha, Sat, Chit, Ananda, the three words, Sat, eternal, Chit, full of knowledge, Vigraha, bliss, Ananda means blissful, beautiful, Vigraha, body. So the same Satchit Ananda Vigraha is for Krishna, and the same Satchit Ananda Vigraha is for you and me. We also have the same thing. All right, we also have the same thing. But the difference is, he is huge and we are just a minute. We are just a drop of the seawater. A drop of the seawater cannot go around and tell people, I am the mighty ocean. And the sun will just look at it, just a mild morning sun itself will evaporate that water. Yes or not? Just a small drop of water go around and boasting, hey, I am the mighty sea. Yeah. Right? I just need to take a small tissue and just wipe it off. You're gone. You're dried. Your potency, water potency is disappeared. So similarly, when we are just a minute thing and we go around and cheating people says that I am God. I am the part and parcel. I am God, because I could realize it. The reason is you don't know you are a God because you have not realized it. I am God. You are God. Everything is God. Like there's also a Kamal Haasan movie, right? About something like that, right? Everything is God. Only the goodness is prevail. All these are bogus, this thing. So now we understand. Because why I'm explaining to you this, because the last two classes, I realized when you come to that chapter 10, when you talk about universal form, 9 or 10, you will understand what we discuss here. Please remember this. If you want to take a photo of this, or when I upload this into the YouTube, please listen to the class again or take notes. But don't take notes now because I want you to understand first. Get the because you can see this forever, this video. I'm recording. Yeah, it's recording. Well, I think my first class or second class, half of the important things I forgot to record. What a waste. Anyway, so we must understand. So we are the marginal. So when we are a little drop of that supreme, we cannot go and boast, hey, I am that supreme. That's when we are swollen by the tigress of material existence. We are doomed. And to follow this kind of bogus avatar is another greatest misfortune. They call Atmaja. In Ishopanishad, it's mentioned Atmaja. All right. Prabhu, can you remember that verse, Prabhu? Atmaja verse? Sarvani Bhuatma Shesha Sarva Bhutesu Chatmana Tara Vishnu. Because I'm supposed to start the class and I have not started. Okay. Huh? Speak out loud. Okay, I can't. Yesterday I was talking. Okay, anyway. Okay, anyway, there's a term they call Atmaja. Atmaja means killer of the soul. Okay, anyway, we talk about Atma. Atmaja means we are talking about killer of the soul. So killer of the soul means the real. That means you are losing the greatest potency of going back home, back to Godhead. And by believing this kind of bogus avatars. All right, now there's a thing, Nityananda Swami start to show that form as a Vengadachalapati Vishnu. Now he's formerly a guru. Then after that, he became a joker. Then after that, now he started to claim himself as God. Worst thing. So anyway, so now that's what he's saying. So we must understand the external energy, the superior energy, and the marginal energy. So we are the soul, which is this thing, which is part of the supreme whole. but we are living in a material condition. So that's why we are called as the marginal energy, marginal potency. Okay. All right. So I hope you understand. Yes, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu.
So is it Atmaja or Atmaha?
Atmaha, sorry, Atmaha.
Thank
Atmaha Prabhu.
Thank you.
You found the verse?
No, Babu, when I was attending the class, that the Narsimha Maharaj said, I heard the first two verses enough.
Ah,
Then
yeah. Atmaha, Atmaha.
first two verses and forgot about it.
Okay. No problem. No, that's why, because I think I have already got that slides done. Then sooner or later, we're going to do the program. All right. So shall we continue? So before we continue, it's already 8:37. Shall we just take a 3 minutes break, a short break? I want you to think about it, what you have learned just now. So we take a 3 minutes. Now it's 8:38. We meet at 8:40. Just take a 2 minutes. Get up, stretch yourself, have a water, and come back, because this chapter 7 is going to be mind-blowing chapter. All right. And I want really to pay attention, good attention. And it's going to be very, very interesting. Okay. Take a short break. Hare Krishna. Okay. So we continue our discussion. Okay. So now we understand that earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego are all together 8 constitutes my separate material energy. Of course, here there's even a more detailed explanation. But of course, please study your Bhagavad Gita, and one day when we start our Bhagavatam, we can discuss this even more detail. Okay. So now let's look at 7.5. Krishna continuing. Apareyam itastvanyang prakritim vidime param jiva bhutam mahabaho yaedam daryate jagat. So after that, Krishna says, besides this, O mighty arm Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind, which comprise the living entities who are exploiting the resource of material nature, which is inferior, a resource of this material, inferior nature. All right. So now, anyone can explain to me what is it? Anybody want to try?
Energy of Radharani, Prabhu.
No. Anything of Rajarani is Hladini. We haven't gone there yet.
Okay.
Okay, well, what does this mean? Aparayam itastvanyam prakritim vidime param jiva bhutam mahabaho. Jiva means who? Jiva? Rajalakshmi?
And the souls.
Souls. That means who are they? You and me, okay?
Yes.
All right. So jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam daryate jagat. That means beside this, O mighty arm Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind. So now Krishna is explaining the superiority here is explaining is superior than the inferior energy. Okay? Rajalakshmi?
Okay, Prabhu.
All right. And what is that? Superior to the inferior energy? That means superior to the inferior energy. That means superior than this inferior. That means material energy, which is more superior. I mean, okay, let me put this again. Which is, now we are talking about inferior, and inferior, there's above that is Krishna explaining comprised of the living entity. Another superior energy of mind. That means this superior is actually, okay, this, where is it? This superior is superior to the inferior energy. Are you following me? Superior from that inferior. Shanti Samantha. Do you understand what I'm saying? What I said?
Superior energy.
So what does it mean? What does this verse means?
External
Okay,
energy.
which is external? Which is external?
superior is external. Superior energy. Internal
No.
energy.
No. Don't confuse about superior internal. Just look at the verse here. In this verse,
Ah.
Krishna says, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises the living entities. Who is that comprised of living entity? Let me highlight this also.
We isn't it?
Exactly. So we are what? Just now, according to that, according to what I've taught you just now in that whiteboard. So we
Marginal.
are very good, marginal, fantastic. Okay, everyone follow me on this. So now we should not be confused about what Krishna say. What is superior? I thought superior is different. No, that is different. Now we are just concentrate on this verse. We understand. Besides this, okay, Krishna says, besides this, O mighty arm Arjuna, there's another superior energy of mind, which comprises the living entity. So that's what we have studied. That means this, he's talking about marginal energy. Okay, who are exploiting the resources of this material nature. What does that mean? Come on, please participate, everyone. Raja Lakshmi, Skanda Prabhu, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu,
Exploiting the
Manjit
resources.
Prabhu. I think Manjit Prabhu is not so familiar with the computer. Anyway, what do you think? Shanti Samanta Prabhu, Mataji, and Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, what do you think?
The living entities are trying to lord it over material nature.
Okay. So the material nature is what?
It is the inferior nature.
Inferior energy. So what we have just now, we saw in our slide. All right. Let me get the slide again. So what we have understood. So what we have understood from here, okay, what we understood from here is, now this is inferior energy, and Krishna here is explaining the another superior energy means superior to this inferior is actually the soul. Okay, and that soul, which is also, in other words, is also called marginal. We don't worry about the word marginal for now. Okay, we don't worry about the word marginal for now. So now this is called, so this energy is called what? Okay, so this is inferior and this is the superior energy. That means we call marginal, which is spiritual, part and parcel of the supreme. That is we. Okay, we. How many of you are confused? Please tell me. I don't want you to confuse about this matter.
I am confused, Prabhu.
Okay, Rajalakshmi, tell me which one you're confused.
I am confused about the superior energy.
See, I know that. Exactly. I know. Okay, that is what is always happen. So that means you are confused about the verse said, oh Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind. Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhu.
So what he is trying to say, the superior energy is comparing from the inferior energy. Example, your father is superior in your house. Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhu.
But see, if you're and your Adun, your local representative, like Adun or Ali Dewangan Undangan Negeri, he is more superior than your father. Yes or not?
Yes.
So now the comparison I'm doing here is your house comparison. Who is superior in your house?
Father.
Yes. So that's what we are saying here. So now here Krishna says there is another energy of mind which is superior. So that superiority is comparing from this inferior energy, which is material nature. You got it?
Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Everyone got it?
So the superior energy that Krishna is mentioning is the soul.
Correct.
Okay.
I'll show you how to understand that. But so far, do you understand this, everyone?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Vaishnava Kripa, Shanti Samanta, do you understand?
Yes.
Shanti Samantha Mataji, you got it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu got it. Shanti Samantha, are you there or not?
Yes, I'm here. Prabhu.
Okay, good. Okay, your daughter also is there.
Yeah, she's
All
here
right,
also.
great. So both of you understand, huh?
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Okay, now let's look at this. So now let's look at this. So what Krishna says here is like this. Okay, now we try to understand word by word. So he says, besides this, O mighty Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises who? Comprises the living entities. So now the superiority is talking about which comprise the living entities, like you and me. You got it? Rajalakshmi?
Got it, Prabhu.
Very good. So now is comprising a living entity. And what they are doing is they are exploiting. So that means what Krishna says here, they are exploiting the resources of this material nature, which is called as the okay. All right, which is called the inferior nature. You got it? So what we can understand from here? So there is another superior energy of mind who is the living entity. So that means we are also part and parcel of Krishna. Number one. Can you all understand that?
Yes,
Because
Prabhu.
Krishna is another living energy which is superior to the material. And material is my external, inferior, external energy. And above that, there is another superior of which is also my energy, which is the living entity. But what these people are doing is they are exploiting the resources, wasting their material this thing, exploiting the resources of material inferior energy. Okay. Oops, what's happening? All right. They are exploiting the resources of this material. They are wasting their time. Okay. Everyone follow me on this?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, great. So we continue. Huh? Okay. Now let's look at this. Example, you. Okay. All right. You are here. Okay. You are in between of this. You are in between of this. Okay. Can you see the word you here?
Yes, Prabhu.
Visible on the screen, Prabhu.
In between. Can you see the word you?
No, it's not. Oh, yeah, that can be seen. I can.
Here. Here. Okay. Let me highlight for you.
No, it's quite clear, Prabhu.
Quite clear. Okay, great. So now you are here. You are supposed to look upwards towards your
Superior.
original position. Superior. You're supposed to look up here. And this place we call it as the superior. You should be looking at how come I can't adjust the thing?
Prayam itastivi anyam
Alright.
prakritam.
But it looks okay. The arrow is there. The U is there, Prabhu.
Okay. Superior. All right. This is supposed to be your superior part. Okay. You should be doing this. But what Krishna says here, these people are wasting their time by looking downwards. They are wasting. That means they are exploiting the resources of the material nature. All right. by try to create some new stuff, try to create some, using this, right? Now they're talking about creating there's some new technology, like now the EV, electric car. So all these things are just a combination of this material. They are simply exploiting the resources. They're simply taking this, taking and mixing the, they try to create something new. So why are they heading? They are heading down towards this hellish condition, which is going to be the transmigration among that animal kingdom. All right, this is the material nature. That's how we are wasting our time. That means they who are exploiting the resources of this material nature. Everyone got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it, Prabhu.
Great. Okay. Now let's look at next one, 7.6. This is 7.5, 7.6. Etat yonini bhutani sarva nitti upadaraya aham kritnasya jagata prabhava pralayastata. Now let's look at this. Now Krishna is saying, all created beings, every created beings, what does it mean, created beings? Those that's created beings. Beings means, if created matter means it's a dead stuff. That means like a stone, right? Like the table, like the chair, all these are dead stuff. But here Krishna is saying the word being. Etat yonini. Yonini means from the being. Yonini means that's born, that's created. All right. That's another word for that. But anyway, I just want to go there. But that means the born or created, which has life. All right. All created beings have their resources. That means they have their source. That means where all the created beings come from, in these two nature. They come from these two nature. All right. Of all that is material and the spiritual. Okay. What are the nature that all the things created? From these two nature, which is material and spiritual. Okay. That means of all that is material and that is spiritual in this world. Because the body that we live in is created by this material combination, and we are infused inside as a spiritual being. We have been encaged. We are living in a cage, and that cage is material cage, and we are the conscious living being are stuck inside. So we have created in these two nature. All right. Then after that, Krishna says, know it for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution. I am the one who creates this material nature, and I am the one who destroys it. That I am the both origin and also the dissolution. Okay. All right. Now let's look at 7.7. Now Krishna also explained how this what they call these natures are dangling. How does nature, how this kind of energy is being manifested, and how everything is moving. Okay, all these things created. So now Krishna says what they call how this material energy is engaging. Okay, how the thing move and how it works. He says matta paratarang nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya mai sarvam idang protam sutre mani gana iva. Sutre in Malay we call sutra. That means silk. Money means beads. Okay, gana iva. So he says, oh, conqueror of wealth. What is mean conqueror of wealth? Arjuna, I remember I explained to you Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means Arjuna, who is a veteran fighter, he goes and conquer the country, he brings the wealth to the country. So that means he's a conqueror of wealth. So it says, Krishna says, oh, conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. So like some people arguing, is there anything beyond God? Who created God? There's Krishna himself saying, there is nothing beyond me. All right. At the same time, everything that we see around, everything, all the material nature from cosmos to the minute creation, everything rests upon me. Everything is on me, resting upon me. How? How is resting? Krishna gave a fantastic analogy. As pearls are strung on the thread. Like how the pearls are strung on the thread. Okay? When you let go the pearls and all that money and all these things will be scattered around. So you take everything and you strung it on the thread. Make it like a necklace. Right? He says, everything rests upon me means all that material energy is simply resting upon him. See, like for instance, like now, when you see the mouse here, now I'm holding the mouse. So I'm using my energy to hold the mouse. But now, if I put my hand like this and I keep the mouse on top, what happened? The mouse is resting on my hand. So there's no attempt to be done by the mouse because the mouse is simply sitting on my hand. It's resting on my hand. All right. So that means my hand is the one that controlling this mouse. So similarly, the entire energy of the Lord are simply like the pearls that strung on the thread and resting on the neck of Krishna. Okay. Now, yes, Shanti Samantha, you want to say something?
Oh, no.
Okay. Now, when you look at verse 8 and to verse 11, all right, verse 8 to verse 11. Okay, what he says, after that, Krishna is explaining about all the creation. He says, among the water, I am the taste of the water. So now we should remember this. Krishna, of course, now if you're wondering what it is, please go and read this verse. You'll understand the verse, all right? Krishna is asking, okay, among the water, I am the taste. So that means the taste of the water is very unique. It is not, that means you can say, you know, that certain taste, you know, like sugar, like all this. So the taste of water is very unique. What is the taste of the water? Well, it tastes of water. Cannot be described. Similarly, Krishna says, I am the taste of water. So every day when you drink water, you drink it consciously. Don't simply gulp it. Take it and put in your mouth and just say, I'm just drinking and tasting Krishna. Because Krishna is among the water, I am the taste. Among the sun and moon, I am the light. First thing we wake up when you see the sun and now you can see the moon there. Now we understand Krishna is there. I am the light of the sun and the moon. Among the Vedic mantra, I am known as Om. So that's why in any mantra that you say like Om Saravana Bhavaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Gam Ganabadaye Namaha, or whatever things that starts with Om, Krishna says, I am that Om. And this Om is the vibration from the ether. Like recently the NASA says, the whole world has a sound. Om. I mean, the sound Om is illuminating. So that's why Krishna says, that's why Krishna got the name Vishnu. Right? Vishnu. What does Vishnu means? Vishnu means that the one that pervades everywhere, the all-pervading. In every atom, Vishnu is there. In every atom, there's life. In every atom, there's some movement and changes. So that means there is consciousness. So that means Krishna says, I am the sound of Om. So Om is everywhere. So that means we understand that Om, that means the one who pervades everywhere is called as Vishnu. All right. So I'm Vedic mantra, I'm Om. Ether. When you go to the ether, there's a sound. Okay, there's a sound of the ether. I'm the sound. And in the man, I am the ability. I'm the ability in the man. In the earth, I'm the fragrance. You know, sometimes when you go to certain place, you smell man vasani, right? Fragrance. And in the fire, I'm the heat. Whenever you see the fire, you feel there's a heat, that's Krishna. Of all that lives, now let's look at this. Everything that is life. I am the life. Prana. So that means when we see every living entity around you, like fly, cockroach, and everything, we understand it's all moving because there's Krishna inside there. Because he's the life. Everything that pervades around you is Krishna. So now, if you can understand this, you will start not to hate anyone. When you start not to hate anyone, you start to feel your life is very sublime. Right? You have nothing to hate. You have nothing to think because you start to see Krishna everywhere. Remember, we studied that before. What they call a person who are in well situated in knowledge sees the Brahmana, a cow, elephant, a dog, and even the dog eater, Chandala, sees them on an equal vision. Why he sees everyone in an equal vision? Because he understands that everything is alive is Krishna. And among the ascetics those who go and sit in the jungle and meditate, I am the penance. And among all existence, I am the original seat. The thing that exists, I am the original seat. And among intelligent, I am the intelligence. And among the powerful men, I am the prowess. Among the strong, I am the strength. And among the sex life, I am the sex life, which is not contrary to religious principle. What does that mean? the sex life is very, very important, and it's a basis of human creation. Every one of us are the product, and we were created from that sex life. So that sex life has to be regulated. It is not something that we should take it as a light matter. Every living entity in this world, except human being, they only have sex just to create a child, a progeny. But only human being will like to do it whenever you feel like it. Right? So a lot of things. So the whole world is based on this sexual exploitation. When you see that everything, okay, example, okay, I need to study so hard. Why? So I need to get a good job. If I get a good job, why? So that I can have a good money and good life. So I can have a good money, good life. So I can have a good wife. So it's basically everything ends there. Okay, because I have seen when I was a businessman before, what they will do after they make money every Saturday night, they get a fever. They get TGIF. Thank God it's Friday and it's Saturday night fever. So what are the 2 days? Like today in radio, I heard that in last festival, in last public holiday, what holiday is that? Merdeka, Malaysians spent more than 100 million ringgit in Thailand. They spent more than 100 million. And now the Deepavali is going to have a very long holiday. So now the government says, don't go to Thailand. There's a lot of bombs they're planting around. So why are people so attracted to go to Thailand? Right? Of course, we can say, oh, whatever, say food or culture, whatever, or just feeling like going to some overseas, some foreign land. That's fine now. But at least 50% of the people who are going there with that intention. Right? Like this kind of massage, this kind of parlors and all. It's all basically that. So this is very important because we are creating a future human being. The man is created at the time of conception. Right? The conscience of the father, when he releases that semen, it carries in the DNA that carries in the thing and impregnates the mother. So it's very, very important. And of course, in a Patanjali yoga system, they say a man shouldn't simply release his semen as he like. He has to control it. Because that semen is a vitality. It's a vitality power that goes and create sharp intelligence and all these things. So that is what is meant by Krishna says, I am the sex life, which is not contrary to religious principle. So the religious principle means a person is simply want to have like this kind of sexual relationship just to create a progeny. Is very important. Please read that verse 7. Yes, Prabhu, you want to say something? Okay. Now, let's look at 12. Someone is unmuted. Okay. So now let's look at 12. Okay, in what 12 he says? Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasas tamasas chaye matta eveti tanviddi natvaham teshu te mayi. What Krishna says here? Knowing that all states of being, know that all states of being, all the states that all was created, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance. So that means in every created human being, every human being that we can see, we only can divide them into 3. The 3 principal one. That is, are they in the mode of goodness, or in the mode of passion, or in the mode of ignorance? All right. And even these 3 mode of nature are manifested by my energy. Even the nature of goodness, passion, and ignorance is also manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything. In one sense, I'm everything, but I am independent. Even though I'm everything, I created from me, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature. Krishna says, I am not under this mode of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. Even though they are, in other words, are within me, but still I am not in the mode of material nature. Now, when you see here, this is another very important topic. And this is 3 modes of material nature is going to be discussed until chapter 18. All right. So these 3 modes of material nature, that means all of us are sometimes in different modes, even on a daily basis. Example, why we asking you to wake up very early in the morning to do your prayer? When you wake up very early in the morning to do your prayer, that's the time all that living entities will be calm and everything. So that's the time is called mode of goodness. The mode of goodness is Brahma Muhurta, 2.5 hours before the sunrise. Say like you wake up at 4:35 and you do your japa, chanting of the holy name or reading of the Bhagavad Gita. All these things is the best to be done early in the morning because that's the time that. Just give me a second. Hold on. All right. So that means the first thing in the morning, that is the mode. Then after that, when the sun rises until 5 p.m. or 5 p.m., 4 p.m., it will be the mode of passion. That's the time that everybody will be passionate. That's the time that they can drive, they can go to work, they can do their job, do the business, do transaction, this and that. They'll be very actively involved. Then once they can come back home when the sun is setting, when the sun is setting, especially during the twilight zone, around 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. onwards, that's when people become more sober, they become more dull. They just like to take their bath, they go back and they sit down, they want rest, and they go into slumber, they go to bed. Because that's a time when people will go into the mode of ignorance. All right. So even there's 3 modes. But here, I'm just giving an example only. But here when you see, but people are sometimes in these 3 different modes. These modes we're going to explain. Please don't miss any class. All right. This is going to be very important. So now, when you look at these 3 modes of material nature, and Krishna says, I am the creator of these 3 modes of material nature. And in other words, if you really look at this, we are under the spell of these 3 modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And we are just a puppeteer. We are just a puppet. And of course, these 3 modes of material nature are puppeteer. The day that we born in this world, our script for the drama, our script, everything was written. And we are simply following the script in our life. From the day we born until the day we're going to die, leave this world, all our activities, the amount of grains that you eat, the amount of breath that you're going to take, the amount of encounters in your life, the one you're going to meet, the one you're going to talk, everything, the hours of time that you're going to sleep, and hours, everything is already pre-planned. It comes in a package deal. Now look at yourself in the mirror. Did you actually thought you're going to look like this when you were 20s? Did you actually thought that you're going to look like this when you were 30s, 40s? You never thought about it. When I turn 40, my face is going to look like this. When I turn 50, my face is going to look like this. When I turn 60, it's going to look like this. It's not planned because it's already pre-planned by the nature. All right. When I was young, I look like that. Now I'm 40s, mid 40s, mid 40s. So when I go to 50, maybe I look different. Not maybe, I will definitely look different. When I go to 60, I will look different. When I go to 70, I will definitely look different. So how are you going to look? How are you going to act? Who is going to be your spouse? How many children are you going to have? Who is going to be your relation? Who is your shatru, your enemy? Everything, the grains that you're going to eat, the encounters in life, everything has been pre-planned. And after that, we throw into this thing and say, now you act. And how we act? We are acting very helplessly because the 3 modes of material nature is playing as a puppeteer, is adjusting in all these things. So Krishna has given us a minute independence of choice. You can still choose. That means in between this drama, there will be some turning point will start to happen. It's not the turning point of becoming successful in life. That's part and parcel. It's already planned for you. The turning point is suddenly when you see a devotee, say, why this person looks alike, looks different? Why this thing is happening? Why this kind? And then you start to say, is there anything beyond all this? That's when the real intelligence is evoked. And through that real intelligence, we start to ask questions. I think we have spoke about that. I think in chapter 3, if I'm not mistaken. Everyone should ask question. Questioning means it shows that you are a human being. All right? You should ask question. But after ask question, you try to solve the problem through you try to solve that material problem. You are in ignorance. You are insane. Remember, we studied that. That means like just now the previous we studied. That means that superior nature of mind are trying to manipulate the inferior nature. All right, try to manipulate. Oh, what is the word? Try to. What was the word again? Right, exploiting. Sorry, that means the superior energy of mind is which is living entity is exploiting the inferior nature. All right, so that means okay, now I got all this problem, I see all this trouble, and I'm trying to exploit the nature and try to bring a remedy. All right, I want to bring a cure for the cancer. I want to bring a cure for these kind of things. I want to bring a cure for the jam. Once upon a time, they say they want to create a road so people can travel peacefully. Then they created a motor car. They say, okay, to prevent accident, and they created a double lane. Then now triple lane. Then highway everywhere. Madness. Then he says, oh, people cannot waste their precious life. Why not I create a car which can go faster? Because I want to create convenience, and that convenience is now is like fatal. All right, I think I remember I told you about the accident that day, right? Just happening right in front of my eyes. Just the guy, I heard. Then the fellow looked like an S. I think backbone is broken. He looked like the S. Right? So what happened? So all these things we are exploiting. That's insanity. But at the same time, when we ask question, why am I suffering? And after that, to find the truth for that, is there anything beyond what I have understood so far? I think I have understood enough in life. I'm an educated person. I'm a professional. I'm working. I am so and so in the society. Right? I am the man of honor. I've got a family. I've got a decent family. I've got a decent life and everything. But still the things are happening to me, suffering. Why? So the intelligent people will ask this question. Is there something beyond my understanding? Or have I, and they start to doubt themselves. Did I understood life in the correct way? Is that what all my understanding was right all this while? So at that moment of realization, our mind will start to look at the devotees who sometimes come and approach you and giving you a Bhagavad Gita, or asking you to come and join this Gita Gyan class and all this. That means this is the transformation. So while you are acting under the spell of this, the three modes of material nature, which is called Maya, which is illusion. Anyway, we don't go into that. We discuss later. And you start to think, is there anything beyond this? And let me find out. So when you start, oh yeah, that means you start to know. That means something is controlling me on top. They're controlling my behavior, controlling the. That's what Krishna says. Surrender unto me, I will take care of everything. Okay, we will study that as we go on. So that means this is, I am one sense everything, but I'm independent. That means all these things created by Krishna, and Krishna says, even though everything is in me, but I am independent from that. All right. So like that. Okay. Now, 14. Now let's look at this. Daivi Hesha Gunamayi. Daivi means spiritual, divine. Daivi Hesha Gunamayi. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Mam eva ye prapatyante. Mayam etang tarantite. This divine energy of mind consisting of these three modes of material nature. What is this? Goodness, passion, ignorance. All right. The consisting of these three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome. It is no way you can overcome it. It's very, very difficult. All right. We may say, oh, when a man thinks, nothing is impossible for a man. But you must understand you are dealing with this nature. Right? You are dealing with this nature. You can't even raise a single stone up. You can't even stop like rain from not pouring. You can't even stop the sun from not shining bright. You can't even stop that. And how are you going to control the three modes of material nature? Okay, we don't go that far. We can't even, sometimes I struggle even control my own senses, my urges, all right? My urges, my excitement. Even we've struggled to control that, even how disciplined we are. Okay, how disciplined we are, we still struggle. And the example of person who 100% senses under control is Srila Prabhupada. He went all around the world, but he was never attracted to any of that world's wealth. All right. He went with 40 rupees. But after some time, he came back with 100 over temples, with disciples, with money worth crores of US dollars. Their property itself, few hundred million US dollars. He's considered the most successful man on earth at the time. When he went to the Britain, UK, right? He went to the British. So people asked him, why are you coming here? Why do we need you? He says, you have taken everything from us, but you forgot to take the most important, the most valuable jewel. I came here to give you back. That's first thing. After that, I think there's one former British officer in India. I think he challenged Prabhupada or something like that. I can't. But the storyline is like this. And you know what he said? All right, you made Indian as you made Indian a servant or something like that. And you know what? Look at all these British boys and girls. All right, they are my slaves, and I don't even pay them a single cent, and they serve me with all their heart. For some reason. So, in other words, he traveled the world. He had so much of opulence. He never got attracted to it. That is one example. So now we, as a normal human being, we cannot control our attraction towards things. All right. So Krishna, the three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome. But at the same time, he says, but those who have surrendered unto me, Krishna says that very, Mam evate prapatyanti mayam eta tarante. Okay, Daivi hesh. Okay, now let me read that translation. It's very important. 7:14. All right, 7:14. When you look at this word by word translation, Daivi. All right, Daivi means transcendental. He, certainly. Esha. The word Esha there. This. Guna Mayi. Consisting of the three modes of material nature. Mama means my. Maya, energy. Duratyaya, very difficult to overcome. Mam, unto me. Eva, certainly. Ye, those who. Prapatyante, surrender. Mayam, etam. These illusory energy, taranti, overcome. They. So that means he says that when you look at the translation, that's why he says this kind. But those who have surrendered unto me, Krishna says. Where's the word surrender? Prapatyante, surrender. Okay. The word prapatyante means surrender. Mam eva. Mam means eva. So therefore, prapatyante, you surrender unto me. Krishna says that. But when a person surrenders to Krishna, he could easily transcend, cross beyond it. He could cross the three modes of material nature easily. Because we start to practice Yukta Vairagya. At chapter 3, what Krishna says, dedicate everything to me. Your work, the result of your work, just surrender to me. Very simple. When we can practice that, we have already, it means the process of surrendering. All right. When the man surrenders to his wife, he will bring all the salary earned and come and give it to his wife. Yes or not? All right. So like that. So men can easily cross beyond it. 15. But at the same time, what happened to those who don't surrender? Namam duskritino. Duskritino means like gross. All right. So for instance, duskritina. Duskritina also called as miscreant. Extremely narcissistic person. So namam duskritino mudaha. Mudaha means, in Tamil we call mutal, or in Sanskrit mudaha means fools, foolish people. So namam duskritino mudaha prapatyante naradama mayaya partanyana asuram bhavam ashritaha. So those miscreants who are grossly foolish. So Muda also we call as grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind. So these foolish people, they can be highly educated. They can be born into a certain high-flying family. Doesn't matter. But those who are foolish. That means, in other words, so that means who are grossly, those who are lowest among mankind. Who? The miscreants and the grossly foolish people are considered the lowest among mankind, even though they might have born into some kind of high-flying family or can be highly educated. Why? Because whose knowledge is stolen by illusion. When their knowledge is stolen by illusion. Okay? That means those miscreant or grossly foolish who are lowest among mankind, number two, who are knowledge is stolen by illusion. All right? The three, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion. And number four, those who partake in atheistic nature of demons. That means these are the atheistic people, like now the new movement, Prayar movement, right? Like South India, they come and says, why this thing, for a festival, they made a beef biryani and says, let's go against all this kind of religious ideology. Prayar. This kind of rascal Prayar, all these kind of things that people are following. So what happened? Who partake the atheistic nature. And this atheistic nature, of what? Of demons. Like he says, they just simply serve beef. They just don't. Why follow the rules and regulations? No such thing. All right. So that means atheistic nature of demon. Krishna says, do not surrender unto me. These are the people who will never surrender to me. But after that, he says, what happened? And let's say those who are the people who surrender unto me. Chatur. Chatur means four. Vidya means activity. Chatur Vidya bhajante mam. Bhajante, worship me. These four types of people will worship me. That means Jana Sukritino Arjuna Sukritino. Duskritina is what they call. Duskritina means miscreant. But Sukritina, the word Sukritina is very unique here. Okay. Sukritina. That means those who are pious. So Duskritina is miscreant. Sukritina is pious. Okay. Jana Sukritino Arjuna Arthajinasur Artharti Jnani Cha Bharadar Sabha. Oh, best among Bharatas. Four kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service to me. These four kinds of people who are pious. That means those who are distressed. Like how many of you are looking at Krishna conscious because due to distress? All right. Second, the desire of wealth. They know that worshipping Krishna will take care of his material need. Like some South Indian guys, jokers will be telling, when you blow the, what they call that, flute, he will blow away all your property. But why Krishna forgot to blow these Gujaratis' properties? All the Gujaratis are naturally worshipping Krishna. Right? Like the Birla family. The Birla family, they have their own mandir, Sri Krishna Mandir. And the deity of them is made of precious stone. So I think it's the most expensive deity is their family deity. Right? And they're getting richer and richer day by day. So who said Krishna? So that means the second people who are desire for wealth. And the third people who surrender to Krishna is inquisitive. Right? What is actually, did I understand things properly? That's what I say just now. Is there anything beyond my understanding? Was my understanding is really correct about life? Because I've seen my grandfather went through the same life. I've seen my father went through the same life. Now I'm going through the same life. And I'm pretty sure where I'm going to end up. But is that life? Because it looks like 3 generations of no improvement. That means my belief system is wrong. That means there should be something which is more superior from what I believe. And what is that? That is inquisitive people. And number 4, searching for knowledge of the absolute. Right? That means, okay, now I know this. Now I think I want to study about this Vedas. I want to know the thing in detail. These are the 4 types of people usually surrender unto me, Krishna says. And 18, Krishna says, Udara sarva evaite jnani tvatmaiva me matam ashita sahi yuktatma mam eva nuttamam gatim. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous soul. Krishna says, even though they are coming to him for knowledge, for inquisitiveness, or even desiring for wealth, they are still considered undoubtedly magnanimous soul. Okay. But after that, he says something which is very more unique. He says, but he who is situated in knowledge of me. But those who have full knowledge, who are situated in the knowledge, that means we are situated, we are not a blind follower. We are not a blind faith. We are not a sentimental follower. Right? Sami kanna kuttom. They say, oh, God will punish you. You go to hell. If you don't come to me, you go to hell. We have no time for sentimental. We are talking about science, scientific. But Krishna says, all those people who come to me for any reason, they are magnanimous soul. Because to go to Krishna for anything, it's considered you have perfected your yoga. It is not easy. You can simply approach Krishna. No way. Even you see, there's some temple in Krishna. Hare Krishna. You go to Krishna, another part of Vishnu. There's so many people around the world thinks that Krishna is avatar of Vishnu. There's another things that is happening. Mostly. Right now, Krishna is part of the 10 avatar, that the Dasa avatar of Vishnu. But they don't understand that Krishna is the original source. Iti chamsa kalapumsa, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Everybody has the same ideology. And even that ideology is still not wrong. Krishna says all these people are considered magnanimous soul. But then he used this word. But he who is situated in knowledge of me, if you have that knowledge of me, that means we know about Krishna. We know his pastime as a baby, as a toddler, as a child. We studied all the books about him. We know his likes and dislikes. And we know how we can approach him. We understand. That means we have knowledge of him. Krishna says, I consider to be just like my own self. I will just consider that person just as like my own self. That means he is very, very dear to me. Then after that, Krishna is continuing. Ashita sahi yuktatma mam eva nuttamam gati. Being engaged in my transcendental service, Krishna says. When we start to engage in that transcendental service, he is sure to attain me. He is sure to attain me. And he says, the highest and most perfect goal. There's no goal is more perfect than going back home, back to Godhead. So, this is the yoga ladder that day we discussed. Now, today I'm saying again. So, what we understand here. Okay, first we start with Karma Yoga. Okay, we start with Karma Yoga. Can you see the word Karma Yoga at the bottom?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, good. So first we start with Karma Yoga. Okay, how we start with Karma Yoga? Lead life, lead principle life. That means your life start to become principle, renounce result of one's work. Then after you become perfect in Karma Yoga, you go to the next level. You go to Jnana Yoga. Right? You go to Jnana Yoga. Okay. Okay. So from here, we go to Jnana Yoga. So once we come to Jnana Yoga, that means all this while, that's how we evolved. It's not that coincidentally suddenly you jump here. That means we should have evolved. That means if you birth before that, you should have done Karma Yoga. Now you should be coming to Jnana Yoga. All right. In Jnana Yoga, we think about the knowledge. We try to meditate. We start to understand Krishna and all these things. Then from here, we are evolving into Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga means meditation increases. Right? Meditation increases. We stood all this, all this. Then at last, from here, we straight come to the final step. We come to Bhakti Yoga. Okay. So realization of Krishna in devotion. So only through Bhakti Yoga means only the method of Bhakti Yoga only that you could able to go back home, back to Godhead. Right? Through the Bhakti. Other ways, it's not possible. So what is it? Bhakti Yoga means we are trying to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All right. So we got this process. So this process can take many, many lifetimes. So now what Krishna suggests is very interesting. Why not from karma yoga, whatever things you perform, you dedicate to me, you always think about me, don't expect any result, just engage your mind, your intelligence, everything to me. You just simply chant Hare Krishna, whatever you eat, whatever you do, whatever do, everything simply surrendered to me. And straight away you come to this level of bhakti yoga. So we do not need to follow this way. We do not need to follow this way. Imagine the amount of lifetime that you're going to spend, you're going to save. Imagine this, the way from Ipoh to KL, the old road. But now they have created a highway for you. Right? Created a highway for you. You can go faster and quicker. Right? So this is what. So Bhakti Yoga is the recommendation, is the system that Gita recommends above all other. It is very simple, pure, and easy to perform. One can begin simply by chanting Hare Krishna. Isn't that simple? What is rules? No rules. Who can do it? Anyone can do it. Do I need to be do I need to practice do I need to be a vegetarian? Do I need to stop drinking alcohol? Do I need to abstain myself from sexual noticing? No, you can just go on living your life, whatever. Just carry on chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and study the Bhagavad Gita. You will never believe the transformation you're going to achieve. Like one story I would like to explain to you. Is it okay we overshoot a bit? Is that okay with everyone?
Okay, Prabhu.
All right. Okay. Now there's one story happening in one part of India. And that person, it's a prostitute. She's been standing by the roadside, canvassing for clients. Hey, come, the way the prostitutes doing in red light area. And this one particular devotee went and approached her and just told, your life is so sinful. I said, yeah, but what to do? I have no job, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, now he just sold her a Bhagavad Gita. I said, take this Bhagavad Gita and I want you to read. Right? The money that you're going to give, I'm going to engage in Krishna consciousness, at least can reduce your karma. But read the Bhagavad Gita. And she said, okay. But because she was like tired calling for clients, customers. She's standing there, that how the prostitutes sometimes stand, this thing, in a very lusty way. Nothing worked. So suddenly this guy came and sold her a Bhagavad Gita and left. And you know what she did? She went and started reading. And where did the prostitute stays? She stays in a brothel. In the room that she perform a job is a place that she stays. So what she do? She start to read Bhagavad Gita, where? In the brothel, in the room that she used to serve a customer. Can you imagine how terrible, how dirty, how nasty, and how inauspicious that place is? And in that place, she sat and read Bhagavad Gita. And in between, the customer comes, she just close it, put it on the TV, and just satisfy the customer. The customer go off, immediately she get dressed and just stop and continue the Bhagavad Gita. Then after that, the customer comes, just close it and satisfy the customer, come back and open the Bhagavad. Where? In that brothel, in that room. By the time she finished the Bhagavad Gita, she was so awakened. Then she started to go to the temple. Before this, I used to mention the place, but I realized I should not say that because definitely we're going to meet one day. We're going to meet this person. And I don't want you to have a very wrong conception about her. Okay. So, and that person, she went. So she came there. Then she started to go to temple. And after that, she started to do a little service. And of course, go there. The first thing they gave her bits of bags and say, please start chanting Hare Krishna. They don't know what's the background. Right. So she still go and do a job perform a prostitution job and go on chanting Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita. Every Sunday come and do some menial service in the temple. After some time, a big transformation started to happen in her heart. She gave up a job as a prostitute and she wanted to become a full-time devotee in the temple. And she went and spoke to the president, and the president was so nice enough, allowed her. And after that, when she came there, of course, like after that, there'll be always a thing, right? Suddenly a guy go and talk to her. Hey, Mataji, Hare Krishna, how are you? What the wife will think? Hey, you know her. Where? When? So to avoid all this kind of thing, a good Samaritan, a good merciful devotee, married her. Married her in a real Vaishnava Vedic way and gave her a second life. And through that, I think I heard she has few children. I mean, 1 or 2 kids. And now they are first-class devotees serving in the temple. They are first-class devotees. Right? The both husband and wife are there. He got initiated, and everything is like work out. Imagine when these Bhagavad Gita and chanting the holy name of Krishna can make a prostitute into a perfect human being. How about all of you? How about all of us? All right. So that's the thing. So we do not need to waste our time in Jnana Yoga, Astanga Yoga. We straight away aspire to go into Bhakti Yoga. That's why I said follow the RDC formula. Read Bhagavad Gita daily, distribute Bhagavad Gita, or if you can't distribute, at least go and talk to people about Bhagavad Gita. I'm going for a Gita class. You know what? It's amazing. I mean, I shouldn't give you the script. You just say how you feel about Bhagavad Gita. And one word, please add on in your conversation with anyone that you're going to meet. I think you should own a Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Just give my number, ask them to call me and buy a Gita or set from me. Or if you want, I can send to you. You can just give it to them. Encourage everyone to own a Gita. Everyone in your family members. And each and every one of you must have your own personal Gita. There shouldn't be one Gita shared by family. No. You should have your own personal Gita. And your father, your mother, your wife, your children, all of them must have their, even like my house, every one of us got our own personal Bhagavad Gita. All right. We have all, except my youngest girl, she's 8 years old. So she'll be meddling with my Gita. But other than that, everyone has their own Gita. All right. So it's very important. All right. So that is what is this. Okay. Now, okay, let's continue. So in 19. So 19, Krishna is saying, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapatyate vasudeva sarvam itti sa mahatma sudurlabaha. After many, many birth and death, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me. So that means it takes you so many birth and death to come to the knowledge of, to come to the level of having the real knowledge. Imagine the process of getting the knowledge itself is going to take you so many births. All right. But Krishna says, he who actually in knowledge, it is not some vague knowledge, actually in knowledge, surrenders unto me. Knowing me to be the cause of all causes. All right. Okay. So cause of all causes, that I am the cause, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. And Krishna continues, such a great soul is very rare. So the idea about this International Society for Krishna Consciousness, we cannot speculate what was your previous birth and where did you come from. But what we are actually trying to attempt, like what Srila Prabhupada did, is let's try to trigger as much possibilities in every individual as we can, giving them the best knowledge, inspire them, motivate them, right? And who knows, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya, a pure soul, right? By the mercy of this pure soul, maybe you can be triggered in this very birth itself. You do not need to be born again in at least few rounds, at least to achieve that. Even in this birth itself, you can achieve the highest perfection and you can go back home, back to Godhead in this very birth itself. If not, Bahunam Janmanam Ante. Bahunam, many, Janma, birth. Ante, after many, births. Jnanavan means intelligent. Mam, on me. Mam means me. Prapatyante. Vasudeva, when they can come understand Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Vasudeva means Krishna. Sarvam, everything. So, Ellame Vasudeva Sarvamiti. And they can understand that. I think that once Shanti Mataji was telling about this. No, she was talking about Krishnarpanam. Yeah. Shanti Samantha, once she said one verse. Krishna Samarpanama, something. So now Krishna is saying, Vasudeva Sarvam Iti. When you can understand that. And Sa Mahatma, that Mahatma, a great soul, Su Durlabha, very rare. It's very, very, very rare. To be is all causes of all that is, such a rare soul is very rare. Okay, now we jump to 23. Antavattu palangtesham Tat bhavatyalpamedasam devan devayajo yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi. So now Krishna is here explaining about Alpameda. All right? Alpameda. Alpameda. Okay. Alpameda. All right. Those who speak Tamil, right? Sometimes you used to call Alpa. என்னடா அல்ப குணத்துல இருக்க அல்ப தனமா நடந்துக்கிற. What is Alpa means? Alpa means small intelligence. சில்ற பயலா சின்ன பையன் மாதிரி நடந்துக்கிற. அல்பதனமா நடந்துக்கிற. அவங்கிட்ட போய் அல்பதனமா நடந்துக்கிற. அல்பனா சின்ன பையனா நடந்துக்கிற. சின்னதனமா. Or in other words, in English, Alpa means being childish or small intelligence. Those who have small intelligence. So the translation here is Antavat, perishable, tu, but palam. Palam means fruit. In Tamil also we call palam, right? Palam, fruit. Tesham, that bhavati becomes alpa medasam, of those who small intelligence. Yes. Medavi, alpa medavi. Yeah? In Tamil also we call alpa meda. Antanta alpa meda. Aravekadu or something like that, right? Alpa meda. That means small intelligence. All right. All right. Now what Krishna says here, Antavattu palam tesham, those who are looking for a fruit which is not permanent, then these are the people tat bhavati alpa medasa. They have small intelligence. And who are they? The one who worships the demigods. Devan deva yajo yanti. Mat bhakta yanti mam api. That means, but my devotee will come to me, will become this thing. Okay. Let's look at the translation. Men of small intelligence worship the demigods. Small intelligence, they worship demigods or devas. And their fruits are limited. Okay, whatever that you ask, say like sometimes when we do this great puja for Ganapati, for Shiva and all, yeah, it's no doubt you're going to get it. But of course, it's not permanent, temporary. Example, like Ravana worship Shiva and he got that boon. But the boon never lasted. Rama came and destroyed him. Hiranyakasipu worship Brahma to get the boon. But Narasingha came and destroyed him. So like that, any boon that we're going to get from these devatas is never last. Okay. And those who worship the demigods, that after the same thing, okay, Devan, Devo, Yajo, Vanti. Okay, now he says, but those who worship the demigods, the devas, go to the planet of that demigods. They go there. But my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet. My devotees ultimately reach my supreme. All right, now let's understand who are the demigods or devas, devatas. They call devatas, 33 million of them, right? Who are they actually? They are actually the ministers. All right, they are actually the ministers. So now, example, the person that I only know is my local representative. Okay, if my local representative, that means for me, I'm living in a say, okay, now I'm living in a village. And the only person I know is the Panchayat head. That means Ketua Kampung. Okay, the village headman. For me, the village headman is the supreme person, the controller, the king of that village. For me, it's everything him. That is ignorance. Because I should understand, above him, there is a local authority. And above the local authority, there is a Adun, Ali Dewan Undangan Negeri, MLA, member of legislative assembly, MLA. And above him, there is a chief minister, Mantri Basa. And above that Mantri Basa, there is a ministers. And above that ministers, we know there is a prime minister. And above the prime minister, there's a king. Right? There's a king. So that means, but if I were just to say, oh, that my Ketua Kampung, my village headman is the one and only, it's called ignorance. That's what it meant. But is there a fault? There's no fault actually. Because later you'll understand, worshipping the devas is a mode of goodness. You have to, everything that you get, everything that you're moving, your eyes blinking, your head is moving, everything is their blessings. They are providing. That's why we are always indebted. Now I'm breathing because there's air. Vayu Bhagavan in action. All right. After I eat, my stomach is getting digested because there's Agni Bhagavan. When I want to cook, I need fire. There's a fire god. There's Agni. So like that, there are so many devatas around. In Bhagavatam, it's explained what are the devas that controls a particular part of your body. All right. And of course, in an expert Ayurvedic treatment, we correlate with expert astrologer. In expert astrologer. So when the expert astrologer says, well, you are having so and so planets are moving like that. So that therefore that you have certain imbalance in your life. So the expert astrologer, the Ayurvedic doctor, they will see where are you not balancing up. They evoke such a mantra into certain devas that control that particular part of your body or organ. They create a medicine and they take. We can say this sounds like mythology, but people lived hundreds of years doing this. But when the modern medicine came, people can't even surpass 70. So which is better? Which is which now? So the modern medicine or but of course now we cannot argue, because even the Ayurvedic system, all that medicine, it is also tainted. There's no proper Ayurvedic doctor and there's no proper astrologer who can do this now. Because this is Kali Yuga, everything has been dim. Of course, there is some minute people are there in India. But of course, to find them is a big task. Like for instance, they say we cannot meditate. No, the one who knows everything, the one who is tranquility, achieves the tranquility, these are the person who don't care heat and cold. They said, yeah, but of course, there are people living in I think I spoke about that, right? Living in this, what they call? Himalayas, only with kopin. That means only with the traditional underwear. They don't even wear dress, only with traditional underwear, like a sumo wrestler, like the traditional underwear. And the fellow sitting in the snow, which is almost covered up to his neck level. Because that Indian army took that photo. First, the fellow was running around and he sat in one place. And of course, there's a storm. And they could see the snow is start building up, covering him up. But it's not dead. So there are some people can do that. But majority, it can't be. It's very maybe out of even in every 100 million people, 1% can do it. Similarly, to find this kind of expert astrologer is very, very rare. Right? So that's why some bogus astrologer will come and say, anyway, I'm going out of the topic. So let's see. So what happened to those who worship them? They'll go and live in their planet. It's no harm done. It's also a heavenly kingdom. But of course, as they say, their fruits are limited and temporary. So even you go and stay there, it's also going to be limited and also temporary. Right? But then they fall down back here again. But after that, Krishna continues. Mat Bhakta. Mat means me. Bhakta means devotee. Yanti mam api. Yanti means come, live. Yanti means live. That means Devan, Devo. Devan, those who worship Devan, all right, they go to the Deva Yajo. That means they go to the planet of the Devo. Yanti means live. The word Yanti means live. Let me double check. Yanti means go. Right? Yanti means go. Deva Yaja, the worshippers of the demigods, Yanti, go. All right. So Mat Bhakta, devotees, Yanti, go. All right. So the word Yanti means go. That means those who go, they go to the planet of the Devas. And those who, my devotees, Mat Bhakta, Yanti, they go to Mam Api, my area, my place. All right. So my devotee ultimately reach my supreme planet. Say supreme planet. Actually, the benediction bestowed, okay. So now we understand all that things that we are getting is sent through their representative. You pray to Krishna, my dear Krishna, please give me intelligence. I want to study the Vedas. Please give me the knowledge. And Krishna sanctified that through the Mother Saraswati. Right? The knowledge of the Vedas are given to us through the Mother Saraswati. Right? So sometimes we pray to Krishna, no, okay, I need to have some money and all these things. It's sanctioned through the Kuber. All right, I want to have good health. It also sanctioned through, who's there? Okay, I can't recall. So all these things are sanctioned. So he doesn't send, so he's sent to their representative. Okay. Now let's look at this cartoon. Just to give you a good example. Okay. Say for instance, as a child come to me and cry, Papa, I want ice cream. And I said, no, you can't have ice cream because you got asthma. So can I give you ice cream? Eat at home made custard. So don't eat ice cream. Go and take custard. Okay, it's good for you. So what happened? My son, he get very angry. He said, no, anything. So he go and meet his favorite uncle, my cousin. He go and meet my cousin and go and say, Uncle, can I have ice cream? But the uncle is so nice, so merciful. All right. And he says, oh, you want ice cream? I will buy for you 3 ice cream. You want one? I give you 3. Sometimes Uncle Mamaji all used to do that, right? Right? So I give you 3. And the boy is so excited. My son so excited. Say, Uncle, thank you so much. But after eating all that, what happened? That fella go and get admitted in the hospital. He's wheezing and his asthma went so high, he has to be on nebulizer. So then my son is Brahma saying, I must have listened to my father. He knows what is good for me. The same thing like this. So sometimes you see Krishna is not giving you things because Krishna what? He knows what to give you. Huh? But if you take a shortcut, whatever things you try to get from them, it never lasts. Okay. So now 28. Yesam tvanantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam vrata. A person who have acted piously in previous life and in this life and whose sinful action are completely eradicated are freed from dualities of delusion and they engage themselves in my service with determination. So that means what are the person who can get this kind of opportunity? That means the person who have acted piously in previous life. So you should be a pious person in previous life. And in this life, you should be in the situation where your sinful actions are completely eradicated. How? By doing this chanting and chanting Hare Krishna is a prarabdha karma. Of course, I don't want to talk it here. It's going to take another long topic. Maybe we start to discuss maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, what? We talk about this. So all these things completely eradicated. All the sins are completely gone. After that, they are freed from dualities, this and that, okay, of delusion. Okay, they are not in illusion any longer. Okay, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. So these are the people engage in my service with full determination. Right now we jump to 30. It says Shadi Bhuta Didaivam Shadi Bhuta Didaivam Sadiyaknam cha ye vidu prayana kale pichamam te viduryukta chetasaha. Those in full conscious of me, Krishna says. Those in full conscious of me, who knows me, the Supreme Lord, okay, to be the governing principle of the material manifestation. That means we understand that first, those who are fully conscious, Krishna says those, that means anybody. He didn't say specifically Brahmin. He didn't say specifically high caste, all this. He said, but those, that means he's giving a very open, recommendation. Okay, when you look at Bhagavad Gita, so those in full consciousness of me, who know me, the Supreme Lord, who understand he knows me, Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of the material manifestation. That means just now we studied external and marginal. He's the creator. He's the governing principle of that material manifestation of the demigods, okay, of the devas, and of all methods of sacrifice. All methods of sacrifice, I mean, the yagya that we do and everything. Sometimes we perform Om Keshvaya Swaha, they put the grain inside. Om Narayanaya Swaha, they put. What is Swaha means? Swaha means unto the tongue of Vishnu. So we are serving the tongue of Vishnu. The tongue is accepting all the offering. Okay. Then after that, we call the word Om. Om Nam Om Keshavaya Swaha. Om is already Krishna, addressing Krishna. Oh dear Krishna, come. Swaha means feeding. So that means we understand that all methods of sacrifice, even chanting Hare Krishna and reading Bhagavad Gita. Like today, you are sitting here. You overshoot by 2 hours. Oh my God, it's going to be 10. Anyway, please forgive me. I will finish it fast. That means you are sitting here. It's also a great sacrifice you are performing. Right? Can understand and know me as the supreme personality of Godhead. They can know me and this thing even at the time of death. Even at the time of death, you can understand me. Okay, it's very, very important. All right. Okay. So that means we should know that the death can knock our door anytime, and we should be always conscious about Krishna, and we should always endeavor to know him. Okay. So like what during my aunt's funeral, I've seen like so many examples. One elderly man around 80s are thinking about investing in 1 or 2 properties, the new shop plots. Then another one is talking about the new stock market, elderly people. And some are talking about their children and matchmaking their children. I got a girl, you got a boy, I got a girl, or something like that. And some of them were glorifying my aunt for all the things that she have done. She's such a wonderful lady. Then the another part of it, my cousins were like all lamenting. All right, lamenting because their sense of their strength has left, right? And of course, we cousins, because my aunt took care of me so nicely and all these things. All right. Some miracles happen, especially when I became a Hare Krishna devotee in '93. She was one of the person who really opposed it. She said that I've been brainwashed and all these things. So she worked really hard to remove me, asked me to come out from Krishna consciousness. But at one moment, I think around 96, 97, 97, 98, around that time, she had a, how they call, diabetic stroke, diabetic coma. She went into diabetic coma and was admitted in Lamwayu Hospital in Penang. And the doctor said she will never make it. So that's the time I went there. Then I realized that Hare Krishna temple is just behind that Lamwayu Hospital in Penang. So I went there, and at that time they was doing this Abhishek. And that time I remember my spiritual master's birthday, and they did some Abhishek, and they gave me some Charanamrita. Charanamrita, which is the water that has been used to bathe Krishna. So I took the Charanamrita back to the hospital, and I told my cousin, well, because I understood the Charanamrita, this thing is, even one drop touch your mouth, you get liberated or something like that. So I told, since you're going to die, we have no choice. Why not take the Charanamrita and try to drop into the mouth? This is, I'm talking about 1998, 97, 98, 98, 99, something like that, right? And you know what happened? When they took that Charanamrita, used the straw, they just took the straw and just opened the mouth and just dropped few Charanamrita, few drops. After that, everybody shed. Then everybody's waiting lah. She's gonna die. But miraculously, after 15, 20 minutes, suddenly she opened the eyes. Then after that, within half an hour, she just managed to get up and sat down. And everybody got a shock. Everybody got a shock. And they said, oh my God, she survived. You know? And the doctor came and said, oh, you're okay, you survived. No, they were surprised because she was in that bad shape. Then after that, of course, because of that, then the temple devotees gave me some sweets like halwa, palkova, jalebi, and all this. And she just got up. She looked at me. She looked at everyone. She said, then she asked, "What is in your pack?" I said, "Some sweets. Can I have it? I'm very hungry," because she have not eaten for days because she was in coma, right? Say, can I just eat it? I said, well, okay. Then everybody started to oppose. He said, no, she's just survived. No, she's having a very severe diabetic. I said, just few drops of Charanamrita saved her. You think Krishna Prasadam going to kill her? Just have it. And I saw the way she ate it, the jalebi, so hungry. Oh, like, take it. And she was like biting like a burger. And she ate it, everything, and she survived. And she's the one who opposed me being a devotee, and she's the one who intensified my faith and the faith among all my family members that I'm actually in the right place. So like that. And after that, she actually drove, fetched all the grandchildren and everything, came back. She had a lunch and she said she wanted to go and sleep early, and she slept, and that's it. She didn't wake up. So what I'm trying to tell you here is our life is so fragile and everything can happen at any moment. So this chapter 7 is going to be the best remedy for all of anxiety and everything. I think chapter 7 is total of 30 verses, if I'm not mistaken. All right, chapter 7 is going to be 30 verses. So please study the chapter. Yes. Yes, 30 verses. But these 30 verses are going to be a jewel. So please study the 30 verses. Study it very religiously. Study each and every word, because tomorrow we don't have a class, because tomorrow is Namahat. I've got a Namahat program to conduct in Ipoh. And I think Rajalakshmi, you're from Ipoh. If you are somewhere nearby, you can come and join us. All right. The class is on it's in First Garden area, Ipoh First Garden area. So it's going to be program, and we're going to resume our chapter 8 starting from Friday. All right, Friday, chapter 8, chapter 9, Saturday. Thank God it falls on Saturday, because Saturday, chapter 9 is going to be the confidential topic. All right, the confidential knowledge. And chapter 9, chapter 10. After that, it's going to be all mind-blowing experience you're going to go through. Okay. So as I always say, take the commitment, RDC formula, read Bhagavad Gita daily, distribute Bhagavad Gita, and chant 16 rounds. And I was so happy to see that that Dr. Sarinta was explaining. The father has started chanting few rounds. It's a good sign. But the best, if you could chant 16 rounds, everybody could chant 16 rounds, you can see a big transformation start happening in your life. All right. So with that, we end the session. Thank you so much. Is there any questions, any comment? Oh, Cheong Prabhu, you're here. Thank you. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry for taking a long time because this topic is very, very interesting. In fact, I cut short many of the things. It's very interesting topic, very awakening topic. Okay. So any questions? No question. Are you all clear?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
It's off to you.
Okay, good. Then I hope I'm not heavy because I try to deliver as easy as I can. Okay. Okay, if there's no question, we end the session here. Anyway, thank you so much. Whatever I've said, whatever I've shared is nothing of my own opinion. I simply repeated as what I've heard from my spiritual master and a grand spiritual master Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas and all the fellow devotees. So I hope that you contemplate in what I've spoke today and try to listen to this video again. I'll shortly later I'll upload into the YouTube and try to share it with your friends and tell them about this. Encourage all your friends to own a Bhagavad Gita and read Bhagavad Gita. And after that, you start to see how your life is getting transformed. And it's going to be a beautiful journey. All right. Till then, have a beautiful day. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha paritanam pavinebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. We meet again on Friday, same time, 7:30. Hare Krishna. Good night.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Bol. Go
Hare
Ranga.
Krishna.